What is up, everyone? We are back for another Real Talk. Sorry this show got pushed back approximately 21 hours, but when you live on the East Coast, all of us, and you lose an hour of sleep, you kind of say, yeah, this ain't happening tonight, bro. So we're here post Oscars to talk about our thoughts, the winners, the losers, surprises, all that fun stuff. But as always, joining me is the lovely Paige for Betty and Jeff.
I guess I'm not lovely. That's fine.
Well, you always say don't put an adjective in front of my name.
No, it's always the best when you get an adjective.
That's weird. I've never said don't put an adjective in front of my name. That's a really weird thing that's so specific. I'd remember saying it.
Anytime I put one in front of your name, you complain.
It's not the one you want.
No, that's right. It's because you normally choose bad ones. That's right. That might be it.
Kiss my grits. But we're not here to talk about us or nicknames or anything. We're here to talk about the Oscars, the winners, the losers, the surprises, all of that fun stuff. So, real quick, before we get into that, how are you each doing? Ladies first. Paige, how you doing?
Oh, man. Last night, actually, overall thoughts on the show, even though it was longer than I anticipated, I thought it would be over at 11, probably to end till like 11:45. I thought the show moved a lot smoother than it has in previous years. And I quite enjoyed it because once the show was over, I was just like amped up from all the excitement. And then I didn't really sleep last night because I was so excited because A24 fucking killed it at the Oscars. And so today I am exhausted, but I'm happy to be with you guys to talk all the craziness that the Oscars delivered to us last night.
Jeff, how are you feeling? Your brief thoughts about the broadcast.
Listen, I just really like a good award show that stops dead in its tracks, tell everyone in the room about the upcoming film coming out from the major studio hosting the Academy Awards. There's something about that feels so cynically capitalist to me that I'm not sure why we're doing anything anymore. Why are we even we've won? We shouldn't talk about this anymore. No, I actually like the show overall. There are some issues, but I think it went way smoother than normal. Even with it going, over half an hour past its normal time. I mean, it always goes 4 hours. The fact that they were able to make it slightly tighter, but like you don't feel it as much. It was paced better. They didn't have so many crazy bits throughout. They had like a couple. I think that there were one too many slap jokes. It got like old and stale, and it was like just a kind of a weird thing. There's some takes coming out of it that I'm seeing that are kind of like exhausting, and we'll get to that. But yeah, overall, like I don't know, B, which since everything else is normally like C-ish, because I always like it more than most people because I eat that shit up. Like, yeah.
It also like brought in, like it doubled its numbers. I thought
12% increase.
12%. 12%. Yeah. That is definitely doubling. Good math.
It's close enough, asshole. But no, I mean, to me, I think what I think it was the movies that were nominated. I think that's really what boosted it. Yeah. And also, like, people are also curious, like, too, like, are there going to be slap jokes? Like, people wanted to come in to see what else could possibly happen at the Oscars. Is there going to be more mistakes or people doing shit? But, like, I don't know. To me, it felt like an event and a celebration. It wasn't just another award show. It actually felt like an event. But my only other criticism was, like, I feel like there weren't that many, like, A-list, like, superstar, like, actors there. Like, where the hell was, like, Brad Pitt, Leo, Sandra Bullock?
They didn't have projects that were acknowledged. That's where.
I guess so, but.
Overall, I enjoyed it.
Denzel and Spike were at like a Knicks game during
the Knicks Lakers game right down the road, though.
Yeah.
But I guess to me, I'm probably one of the few people who will say this. I miss it. I missed it being hostless.
I've also heard a lot of people saying that they liked it when there was no host.
Well, because here's the thing. the past few Oscars, they were actually done maybe only like 15 past 11. Last year's was a bit more of a train wreck.
And the year before that, it sucked when they were just in that tiny room.
Yeah. Well, Tiny Room was 2 years ago. Tiny Room was 2 years ago.
Oh wow! Holy shit!
And that I actually loved. Last year was the hostless one where they were still in the theater.
The TCL. Yeah,
the TCL, and it just felt off. Taylor, I loved when it was hostless. Yeah, and you love freaking gassing my house with Ghost Reaper popcorn too, you asshole.
I've heard a lot of people say that, but then again, I think with a host, it makes the show go by a little bit smoother. I like that it was a single host. I think they should continue. If they're going to continue with the host, it should be a single host. But I do wish it was a host that was someone in like the Hollywood, like I wish it was like a Hollywood star. Like I wanted like a big time actor or actress or like
Honestly, I
director
prefer that
to
it
be
wasn't
hosting it.
because
I think that hosts are a thankless job. It's a very difficult job because you have to just kind of introduce it and you kind of have to be the MC. So you have to find this balance of all right, well, they did a good job, but also like get out of the way. There's an award show and we need to actually get to the awards part. And I think this year worked better than many in recent years where there was
it went pretty smooth. There wasn't that many skits, which was great. Like the stuff they did, like the cocaine bear stuff was great.
I hated that.
Oh, really? I thought it went perfectly.
I like the cocaine bear part. I thought the Malala part was like, I was like, it's such a bizarre thing to just now have existed in the universe that I can't help but appreciate it. But it also kind of felt bad at the same time. It's one of those things where it might be more fun to say than to experience. Should have been Matt Damon in the bear costume, as many people have said. That would have.
Maybe it was. Yeah, that would have been great if he took the mask off and it was him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
But yeah, they also brought like Jenny on stage. My biggest thing was
Jenny. We have no real confirmation that was the actual Jenny.
No, it's confirmed it's not actually Jenny.
Oh, that's sad. That makes me sad. But
well,
I will say though, like, I wish I liked that they did the Little Mermaid trailer. I feel like that's and the commercials also felt like were movie related, so that worked really well. But I do wish that they show more movie trailers throughout the thing. Like, hey, we're celebrating cinema right now. Here's what's to look forward to coming like this year. Like maybe each, like production company, like picks like 2 of their like big projects coming out that they want to promote. Like I think that's just like a fun thing to do, like dropping new trailers. Like to me, that would just get me.
I think the biggest problem with that is the Oscars are this thing to celebrate movies years past, and they go on so long already. And if you do one, you need to do the others.
Do it during the commercials?
I mean, you can do them in the commercials, sure. I mean, they've done that. They've had stuff drop during the commercial break. I think that what they did with the Little Mermaid thing was just ridiculous. Because it's the first time that's ever happened where Disney was just like, well, we need to start promotion on this. Well, we're going to stop at Dead End Tracks because we're the ones that distribute it, or we're the ones that broadcast the Oscars. I think that it was ridiculous because no other studio got to have that kind of very specific platform.
Which I do think like
Warner Brothers, which doesn't really mean anything. All it is just a sizzle reel about Warner Brothers
100
existing.
Yeah,
like
Warner Brothers and Disney 100. Started the same year. Woohoo!
Well, they should have done that with all of the
studios. They didn't say anything.
Yeah, they should have
emphasized that.
Paige, the other
should have been a celebration that way. But
Paige, the other studios don't have a centennial to celebrate like Disney or Warner Brothers. That's why it's a little bit.
I mean, I don't know. I think every Best Picture that is not. I think they should be more dedications for the Best Pictures that are nominated throughout the ceremony. And I also think maybe each studio that has a movie nominated in Best Picture should get like a sizzle reel. Like I don't know. I think we're
every
celebrating.
Movie nominated for Best Picture does get a sizzle reel.
No, I know, but I mean, what
She
the
said it
5?
should be longer.
It should be longer though. Like,
Oh.
yeah, they get the 2 seconds of fame, but then we get like 3-minute performances from best songs. But we're here to celebrate films, like not like
I know, but I like the song because they're very specifically part of the films. I don't mind those performances.
I
I
honestly
just think
wouldn't mind
that
if they weren't there.
Having a lot of like commercials just planning out that way, like during the ceremony, I think would be a lot, because also it's like, all right, cool. So how many studios are you accepting? And like, this is a ceremony, not like the Super Bowl. You're not like just trying to see who can pay to be the biggest part of it. I think putting it during the commercial break is fine, because they're the commercial breaks. But that's me. I thought it was dumb. I mean, then again, to me, it's like, oh my God, it's the very first time they're ever doing this. Oh, they're going to show it. Better be amazing. And at least from the look of the movie, they Cloverfield Paradox this shit by doing oh, let's just have a brand new thing for the first time we're ever going to do this with this event. And this looks like shit. That's what happened.
I remember watching. I mean, just side rail. I remember watching Cloverfield Paradox, hungover as fuck after the Super Bowl at 9 in the morning, and I was like, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
Oh yeah, because the Patriots won that Super Bowl, didn't they?
Like, come on,
They
like
played,
think about it. We had like Aquaman, Underwater World looked cool. Wakanda Forever with the Talokan, that all looked really cool with the underwater world. Avatar, of course, with what it did with underwater.
Yeah.
And then we look at The Little Mermaid and we're like, Disney, what are you doing? What are you doing to your VFX houses? You know that's not what they want to put out.
Okay, to be fair, and Colin and I have been two of the biggest proponents of this shit. The first time you see those trailers should not be on YouTube, should not be on a television screen, because they have to down-res the actual quality of the goddamn trailer. That's the issue, because it looks like shit due to that. When they put the 4K copies of these trailers on Disney Plus, they look spectacular. It looks
I don't know. It just looks like it looks like shit on my TV, but it could have been just like like how I was streaming the show. I don't know.
No, it looks like shit because they had to down-res the actual video file to
be fair, the same thing is said about all of those films and their trailers. Yeah. The trailers did not have them look like shit.
They're not as visual effects heavy.
Yeah, that's true.
Aquaman.
Aquaman didn't have
Avatar: The Way of Water.
I didn't say
visual effects heavy. I'm sorry.
Well, did they have trailers premiere on live television? I'm talking specifically about that. Avatar's first trailer did not look
watch
great.
It on YouTube.
Yeah, Avatar's first trailer didn't look great visually on YouTube.
No. Yes, it did.
Well,
don't
guys,
rewrite history just to try to make it sound right. It's wrong. Let's move on to the actual.
Yes, we're just arguing now about fucking The Little Mermaid. We're ready to talk about the Oscars. God damn it! But yeah, I mean, first let's talk about everyone's predictions. Like what everyone the number you got right compared to, because damn, All Quiet on the Western Front really fucked me over in a lot of the technical categories, because I went 14 for 23.
I don't know. I hit the ones I cared about, which was Best Supporting, Best Actor, Best Actress, or I should say Best Supporting Actor, because I missed Actress for sure. Best Picture.
I think we all got Best fucking Supporting Actress on.
No.
Jeff got it right because he was like, I'm going with SAG. But all I gotta say is believe and it shall happen. I told you, do not doubt Ruth Carter. Repeat Ruth, baby.
Yeah. Damn, you're right. I shouldn't have doubted her instead of thinking about, well, the Academy. Listen, the Academy did in fact recognize at least one person of color that wasn't from Everything Everywhere All at Once that night. I'm joking. It's just that she was the only black nominee that was even acknowledged.
I think there was another one who won something. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Brian Tyree Henry was nominated, but like there were only a couple the whole that were throughout, and we already know all that stuff. It just felt like they were, I don't know, going to go for a uniform lockout.
Well, Jeff, you probably did like honestly, it was funny. We did a show.
I did 19. I got 19 out of 23.
There you go, Jonathan. We literally did a show saying what we wanted to win and what we thought should win, and I didn't write down any of those answers. So I was just kind of like going off the top of my head, like when I
know I got Avatar for visual effects. I know that.
I told you, just go back and watch the replay. At least it's recorded.
That is true. I was gonna do that. I did not.
I wrote all my stuff down. I also remembered from memory like the 4 things that I got wrong: live action short.
Yeah, well, I know we all got.
I thought because I didn't know any of it, and I didn't know how many they would know too. I went with Lakeville because that's the one that has Alfonso Cuarón's name attached to it. So I thought, well, name recognition will get the smaller category in there. I went with Babylon for score, and I guess the Academy decided to go with something that wasn't Babylon, which is awful. Let's see what else is there.
I forget what one for score.
Fucking All Quiet.
Western.
Yeah, because I got score wrong.
It's a solid score. It's not the best one of the year though. It's just like one where it's like a fine war score, and then every now and then it goes bwom, bwom, bwom. It does all of this dubstep bass hits in the middle of it. It's wild actually. It's really weird. So yeah, it was, and then costume design, of course. I went with Elvis because it was cleaning up in all of the precursor stuff. And then I went, and also because of the history of Catherine Martin this was her 3rd time being nominated. Every nomination she's had, this century she had won.
Taylor with his dad joke. I thought the movie was All Quiet.
And then I went with Carrie Condon as the sole winner for Banshees, with Bassett as the dark horse. In my mind, I knew going with the SAG, there's a weird late surge for Jamie Lee Curtis, and I just last second I told myself maybe I chose. I said no, and I should have chosen. So,
well, let's talk about surprises then, because that was a big ass surprise of the night was Jamie Lee Curtis winning. And I think we were messaging each other throughout the ceremony, and I think one of you guys might have said it, or someone else did to me, was that maybe it was a Lifetime Achievement Award that she kind of received. I mean, she gave an amazing performance. I was not going to be disappointed with if any of those women won, but I was also like, holy shit, that SAG award. I mean, that SAG win really just like helped her get that. So I don't know, like
the actors group is the largest it's the largest voting group. It's like there's like almost 10,000 members, and I think like 1,800 or so of them are part of the actors group.
Yeah.
So they're the largest single voting block.
Okay.
So that's a good indicator, but it's never complete because as you can hear, like almost 2,000 versus almost 10,000. There's still a lot more that doesn't necessarily overlap for the final voting. But it was still a surprise.
If you're in the Academy, you get to vote for all categories, right?
Yes. If you're in the Academy, you get to vote for the block that you're in first for the nominating. So like if you're in the makeup hairstyling group, you can't nominate. You can't be part of the nomination votes that go to selecting who's going to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
I'll never understand how Taron Egerton
the acting
wins
group
the
can't
SAG
nominate
award.
for and like the acting group can't nominate for like production design. Like
but when the nominees are out, though, you can vote for
everyone
for all.
The nominees are out, but only the specific groups nominate their own, which is why I will never understand how Taron Egerton wins and is nominated for the SAG, but does not win or is nominated for the Oscar for Rocket Man. Makes no damn.
Well, the Golden Globes was because the Rocket Man threw a Golden Globes party, and that was their Starfuckers.
I was talking about how Taron won the SAG that year. He won the SAG.
No, he did not win the SAG.
I thought he did. I'm pretty sure.
He won the Golden Globe for musical or comedy. I'm looking to see if he was nominated. I don't remember him even being nominated for SAG, but I could be wrong. Let me look. No, he was nominated for SAG. He did not win. That year went to because it was Joaquin Phoenix for Joker that year.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
obviously makes no sense.
but also SAG only overlapped 3 out of the 5 nominees that year. That's the thing. SAG is not a one-to-one from their nominees to the Oscar nominees, and they're not always a one-to-one to the Oscar winners either. So this is an incredibly rare thing that's happened. Of the every single SAG winner is who won in the Oscars. And also it's incredibly rare that the BAFTAs, the British version of the Oscars, went 0 for 8, like over the big categories.
You're right, yeah.
Of the Oscars.
So I mean, my next thing is like, so obviously like Jamie Lee was a big surprise. That SAG helped her a lot. Do you guys think now? I mean, I don't
think she deserved it. I was actually talking to Winston A. Marshall earlier today when we were recording our Bel Air podcast, and both of the opinion that was a legacy nomination that turned into a legacy win. Yeah,
it was a lifetime achievement win. But you know what? It was a great performance. She gave a great speech. She looked so happy and like thankful, so that was cute. But I mean, my other thing is, guys, like Best Actress, like I wanted and thought Michelle Williams, Jesus Christ, I did not want her to win. Michelle Yeoh was going to win, and she actually like pulled it. So I guess my question is for you guys: do you guys actually think that like Cate Blanchett, like I feel like not campaigning is hard, and like kind of helping like Andrea, like
yes. So Cate Blanchett was just speaking up on behalf of her friend. Yeah. Cate Blanchett was just helping, like, kind of like publicize for like her friend, her colleague Andrea Riseborough. But for the campaigning thing, it seemed to be like I saw it like all over the place, and I didn't know if it was just film Twitter rumors, people talking, but it did seem to feel that too. Cate Blanchett wasn't like really trying to win. It was like, okay, cool, she gets it. But she seemed to be more supportive of just like, hey, whoever gets, because maybe she's been around the block on this. She's won a couple Oscars. Yeah. She might not necessarily feel she needs it. She might have also seen like maybe she wasn't. That's like, yes, Blanchett, Kate, you're a genius.
But I mean, this was her best performance out of the 2 Oscars that she's already won. But then I felt like she also was just hey, like maybe I don't need it because other people. Like these other people have never been nominated, or like I don't need another one, kind of in a sense. When I mean, I'm competitive as fuck. If I was nominated for a 3rd and I was going like could go 3 for 3, I'd be like, hell yeah, let me campaign. But maybe she didn't want to like kiss ass anymore, and maybe she was just like, let the numbers tell. But I also kind of do. I mean, this is just what I think. I think her numbers and got canceled out though with why am I blanking on her name?
Andrea Riseborough.
Yeah, Riseborough. I feel like they like her numbers kind of maybe canceled her out, maybe in a sense, and that's what pushed Michelle.
I don't think so.
But Michelle's
I don't think that it was a cancel out because I don't think it was canceled out at all. Andrea Riseborough got the surprise nomination here, but she wasn't recognized almost anywhere else. People weren't nominating for that stuff. When it came to this, Cate Blanchett was still winning like 50-50 with Michelle Yeoh.
She was winning more, I feel like,
when the nominations came out to when voting was. So she was winning a little more than Michelle, like for a little bit there. But at the end, like Michelle Yeoh had the big wins right in like the finish when getting like all of the extra voters that take until the last minute to vote. And it just seemed like the tide went her way. I don't think it was some sort of a split with Andrea Riseborough, who, to be honest, I never had a chance. I think it's very cool that she got nominated for this little movie, but like she's fine in the movie. The movie is fine. It's like, she's a little actually like overacty, I think, in it. She would not have been one of my top 5, that's for sure. But
mine neither.
Going back to the Jamie Lee Curtis thing, I mean, like, there's a whole lot of talk going on with Jamie Lee Curtis winning, and there's definitely like some things to that. I definitely don't think that we should only say that it's a legacy award win, because
I
don't think it's only that.
Oh no. I'm just trying to say, like, benefit of the doubt, but they're like it's not just a legacy thing. She is good in the movie in this weird, like, it's a weird genre performance that she's giving, and that's very cool that an award went to that.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, let's just talk about it right now. Like, the cat's out of the bag. Like, fucking Everything Everywhere All at Once walked away with 7 awards, including Best Picture. Like, it's kind of insane and just like, but also like fucking awesome that the Academy is warming up to these weird, like, intriguing, like, genre films. Like, who would have thought this, like, little sci-fi film that literally came out a year ago at South by Southwest was going to, like, truck its way all the way through the Oscars? It's kind of like what Coda did. Freaking came out early last year and then just made the right moves at the right time and just, like, exploded with everyone. And it's kind of fucking amazing that happened.
It won the most above the line Oscars in history, because 6 of its 5 wins were above the line. That was screenplay, both supporting actor, lead actor, lead actor, for Michelle, director, and then picture. That's 6 there. The only ones it didn't get was best actor, which was to another A24 film, Brendan Fraser, and then it didn't get best adapted screenplay because it was nominated in that. So technically, like, it won everything it could except for actor, which didn't have a lead actor in. It is, I believe, from what I saw,
even won editing
Oscars, too. Yeah, editing. Yeah, that's the below the line one that it won to make the 7. The big, like, the wild thing about it too is, like, I saw this elsewhere. The previous most awarded film ever from, like, all accolades added up and tallied was, like, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King with, like, 101. And before the Oscars, Everything Everywhere All at Once was at 158. Now 165. That
warms my heart. It really does.
The most insane, bizarre, weird film that just has these incredibly universal themes that just work so well despite everything going on. Like, it's just wild to think. I think that this, maybe it's also because of the way I feel about the film. I think this will go down as one of the all-time greatest Best Picture wins.
100%.
I saw somebody say this was going to be go down as one of the worst Best Picture ones, and I'm like, excuse me, have you watched the film?
Exactly.
Yeah, there are people that have, like, tried to do, like, severe backlash to it, complaining about stuff. I saw something pop up on my timeline that was like, she is the second person of color to win Best Actress, and I pop up on my timeline because then I just saw all the comments of people like, what do you mean she's a person? Like people questioning what color she is.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, what is going on? Can we just shut the internet off for a bit? I think it has a problem. It's just, I love it. I love the film. And people are dumb. And, like, there is so much about the movie. I think it's very easy to assume, like, to get that, like, it doesn't work for you. I totally get it. It's such a very singularly unique type of movie.
That's the best word to describe Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's honestly, it is one of the most unique, original films you will ever see. And this kind of goes into my next segue as A24 fucking killed it at the Oscars.
Yes, they did.
So if
all the above the line except for women talking.
Exactly. And if any of you have not read my piece over at Bite Size Breakdown on how A24 gets an A in 2020-22, you're missing out, because I literally said this is the best year 2022 was the best year they had for films, and look what they just walked away with. They walked away with literally pretty much all the major awards at the fucking Academy Awards. Like, it's just like baffling that this little
Yeah.
indie art house like studio walked away with all these awards from this bonkers film that has hot dog fingers and a guy in a 600-pound suit and butt plugs and karate, and it's just like amazing. But also what it couples down to is, if you think about it, both stories are parent like films. It's Everything Everywhere All at Once is like a mom and a daughter relationship, and The Whale, which won Best Actor, is a father-daughter relationship. So they
9
just fucking killed
Oscars
it.
for the one studio, more than any other studio this year.
Yes, sir.
Insane.
I saw the most hysterical tweet that someone posted, and it was like, I remember one of my exes brought me to like a college reunion, or to like meet college friends, and when he was there, he just kept talking shit about them so much, about because he hated when they would talk about their successes. And well, now I just watched 2 of those college friends win Best Director at the Academy Awards. Oh man!
Yeah, I didn't realize they went to school in fucking Boston too. Like they went to Emerson. Is that what they said? I can't remember.
I think.
But like, guys, the turn down for what? Guys won several Oscars last night.
Like, it's honestly
the farting Harry Potter corpse guys, the guys who one of them made a movie about like a fictional aftermath of that story of that guy that got fucked to death by a horse. Those guys won a bunch of Oscars. Like I said at the beginning, nothing matters anymore. We're good.
Nothing does, and I'm okay with it, because you know what? Honestly, at the end of the day, the right people and the right movies won in my eyes. I really do believe that. But I do gotta say, guys, the elephant in the room. Some of the biggest films of the year walked away completely empty-handed.
Yes, huge. No Elvis, no Banshees, no Tar.
Yeah, Banshees the ones that hurt.
No Famins.
No Babylon.
Babylon wasn't that good, Paige.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying it walked away with 0 awards.
Best score of the year by far.
Second best score.
Anyone who thinks otherwise, just a sad little emo boy who just likes to put big pictures of dark bats on their wall and just stare at it all night, thinking about how can I brood like him. No, Babylon had the best score by far.
Second best score.
I do agree with that. It's definitely the second best score. But since
you're right. You're the kind of guy that goes first is the worst, second is the best. Fuck you, man.
No, I'm not.
He definitely is. I know I am. So.
All right. Yeah, a lot of shutouts. But I'm surprised by some of them. I'm surprised that Elvis lost costumes after what they had. They had to make like thousands of different costumes for that movie.
Yeah, that and
crazy.
Like the fact that to me, I get it, why Banshees didn't win. I think it did. It really was between Banshees and Everything Everywhere All at Once for Best Original Screenplay. But at the end of the day, if you're really going to look at fucking originality, you're going to go with Everything Everywhere All at Once. And that's
Best and original both go in there. And look, I think we're kind of digging in there a bit. Which one was original and which of those original ones were best? Well, I think that just kind of leveled out for everything there. Yeah. I think that Banshees is so good. I actually just rewatched it earlier today.
Oh, okay.
And it's still so good. And I'm just thinking to myself, how did you make a nearly 2-hour movie about a guy who just doesn't want to be friends with another guy anymore, and make it work and make the pacing feel effortless and make it feel so deep and dark and profound and funny? And I love that movie a lot. I think it's actually, and here's the thing: I actually love all of Martin McDonagh's movies. Yes, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of Three Billboards. I know there were a lot of issues with it, but And I recognize those issues. It just still works for me for the most part. And I mean, I've always been. Everyone loves In Bruges, but like, not enough people have seen Seven Psychopaths. Like, please go watch Seven Psychopaths.
Great movie.
Seven Psychopaths is just Seven
Underrated.
Psychopaths is Martin McDonagh doing a Quentin Tarantino, but like Martin McDonagh. So rather than it being a ripoff, it works. It's so good.
I think that's why I like it so much. I never even thought about that. Really, it really is like a Tarantino film, and I think that's why I like it.
Tarantino, but it feels like a Tarantino ripoff because after Tarantino, there were all those movies like Boondock Saints and shit like that are all like they're all the talky movies that are also edgy and stuff. And Seven Psychopaths, it feels exactly like that, like one of those ripoff ones that's trying to be smarter than it is, but it's Martin McDonagh, so it is that smart. And
he's a great writer. He really is.
Yeah, he's a better writer than he's a director. I wouldn't have nominated him for Best Director. I wouldn't have nominated him or Ruben Östlund. And
who would you have added then?
I wasn't even asked to do this, and I'm suddenly putting myself on the spot.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't
without thinking.
I mean, honestly, I don't think I would have put him in Best Director either.
No, I would remove Martin McDonagh and Ruben Östlund. I'd remove Martin McDonagh and Ruben Östlund, and I would probably.
Would you put Sarah Polley in there?
And I actually wouldn't put Sarah Polley. I would put Gina Price. Oh my God, Gina Price Blythewood. I've never actually said her name out loud. Gina Price Blythewood for the Woman King.
The Woman King, yeah.
And then I would also put S.S. Rajamouli in for R.
Okay.
And Woman King isn't even one of like my top favorite movies of the year. I just think that it's one of those movies that's just so well done that it's like, yeah, I could see it go in there and it would feel totally deserved. I think it would just be a really cool nomination.
I could see that, yeah. I could see that.
Yeah, and I was about to start getting into like the whole like movies that weren't fucking nominated for anything bullshit, but let's not try to focus on that.
Yeah, let's focus on what was and what won and what lost. But I mean, yeah, I could go all day. Like I'm surprised.
Yeah. I'm shocked. I tell you that Blonde walked away empty-handed last night.
Oh, don't worry, you know. Imagine if I was nominated for editing. I would have turned. I would have been like, I can't watch the Oscars if that's nominated for editing.
No.
It was funny because my dad was when the nominations came up for that, my dad's like, she was nominated for that, and he's like, I heard that was horrible. It's like because he didn't watch it this year.
Yeah.
And we were like, me, Nick, and Lou were. He was like, "Yeah, it was." He's like, "Was she naked?" And Lou's like, "Yeah, quite a few times." And we just all looked over at him. It's like,
she gives a great performance of what she has, what she was given. I guess. Yeah, what she was given. I mean, yeah, what she does have. I mean, she is a fucking beautiful ass woman. But like, she did what she could with like the script. But like, yeah, overall, the film is just not. It's just a very like.
It's not even the best Ana de Armas movie of last year. And when they came out in order, they went from her best of the year to the worst.
What did you think her best of the year was?
I was about to say her best of the year is Deep Water.
Yep.
Deep Water, not a
good movie
at all.
She's great.
In fact, it's pretty fucking trashy.
Yes, it is.
Which like almost welcome. It doesn't totally work, but I kind of like it enough for its trashiness, even though it's like it's pretty cold in its trashiness. But like, okay, cool, and it's not a good movie, but like I kind of liked it. And then she goes to being in The Gray Man, and it's like, other than wearing like a cool looking suit, you are fucking useless in this bland, boring, nothing movie with some of the most terrible action like filming and editing in recent memory.
Yep. But you know what? Hot ass cast. You got three of the hottest people
everyone is very hot. Yes, everyone in the movie is very hot. I agree. And then I went to Blonde, which is like,
yeah,
There's so many things. Oh, okay, so I would.
I have a
One
question
way
for
that
you
I
guys.
describe. Yeah.
What did you guys think of Jimmy Kimmel? Literally, like, said it wasn't a joke. He was literally like saying, like, pretty much like, I want to shout out like Daniel Deadweiler and like Viola Davis for like their performances. And like obviously he was saying that because like he knows that they kind of fucked up with not nominating either of them for Best Actress. Like when they said that, I was like, "Ooh, that's like that's
I think
definitely."
it
Like
was weird because I think the intention behind it, the way what it was supposed to mean, was okay. Like calling him out. I think the delivery didn't work at all.
I agree
with that statement. It just kind of came off as like we're here at the Oscars, and all remember Danielle and Viola. Like,
yeah, that's why I was like, "Ooh, it's like."
Which is not what I think it meant to come off as.
Yeah,
I think it meant to be like, you know, but like, listen, we're not all, oh my God, we're not all Gerard Carmichael at the Golden Globes where we're just like, he's not him just going to sit there and just be like, so here are the 18,000 terrible things about the Golden Globes that I thought about before I took the job. Like he was a great host, like just like he knows he'll never get asked back, so he made the most of it. Jimmy Kimmel, that's his one edgy joke. I mean, the rest of them made far too many slap jokes. I think like a couple, like 2 maybe would have been funny, but he made like 10. And like
some
here's
of them
like
were
individually. They were individually funny, but stacking them all up made it less funny.
I agree.
The more that it was referenced.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, because they're all good jokes. It's just like you got to pick just like a couple. You can't do them all.
Yeah.
I did really like though. Most of them were making fun of Will, but one joke that killed me, I thought, was when he's like, if you see like a moment of violence or anything, people act up and get in a fight, just do what you did last year. Nothing.
Yeah. He was like, give them best actor, and a 19-minute speech.
Those two, and then the one where he's like, and if you want to mess with me, you're gonna have to go through heavyweight champion Adonis Creed. And those are the only 3 I actually enjoyed joke wise. I'm like the rest of them.
There were some good jokes. They're just not.
I was just talking about slap specific jokes. Those
slap stuff. Yes, but like really went in, and that's what killed.
Can I just show you guys my dog?
All individually funny jokes, but they lessened. That's what happened. Oh, look at the dog.
She literally is like, we're making her sleep. She's snoring so loud, so if anyone hears anything, that's what that is. It's not.
I gotta say, so Naatu, of course, best original song, as it should have. But
Rihanna's performance would lift me up.
What did you say?
Rihanna's performance would lift me up, though.
I was gonna say Naatu performance, banger. Her performance, banger. Lady Gaga's performance, banger. Diane Warren's performance, I forgot it while they were singing it. The This Is a Life performance with David Byrne and Stephanie Hsu, so bizarre. I kind of admire how just like this is not what the sound like of it all was. Because like I've listened to the song. That's not how the song sounds normally.
No, I know. I will say Rihanna gave the best performance.
Weird.
It was. I thought it was
Rihanna gave a great performance.
She did. She gave the best performance. I love that like Lady Gaga like stripped it down, and like this.
That was also a great. That was a great one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's hysterical. She started being like, I think it was so funny though how she started it like the song. It's really personal to me. I'm like, lady, you wrote a song about fighter jets.
Yeah, exactly. But I did like though that she said. I mean, I feel like it was kind of a ripoff of like Matthew McConaughey's like Oscar speech when he was like, "You can be your own hero." But I was like, Oscar. I mean, Matthew McConaughey said that in his speech like years ago when he won. But I'll take it though.
That was a weird speech when he gave his speech. That was weird. Like I remember that a lot. Speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did like that. But yeah, no, I like that she walked the red carpet dolled up and then went on stage literally.
And then went back and wiped her lipstick off and everything.
Yeah, that's literally what she did because you could like see her blemishes and shit. Like I was like, damn girl, all right. And then you went back into the auditorium and put makeup back on to go sit back down. So I was like, okay. Like
I saw a tweet joking. It's like she's come a long way from showing up at award show wearing meat.
yeah, seriously though.
Yeah.
And then wearing Converse and just chilling on stage.
Yeah. But Naatu though, like it was a good performance. Like it was really solid. It was fun. It was very obvious from everything that I read, like they didn't have the right choreographers. They just used their own. And like you could tell that like these actors, they were not as loose in their dancing.
So you guys think they should have had the actual
I wish
actors?
they did. I wish that they did.
Yeah.
We don't know what went on with their scheduling or something if it was asked.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't it was their own choreographers doing it. And you know, I think it's because it wasn't the actors because they were there and stuff. Like I don't know. It could have been a little better. But that's me. I love the song. That's what I went for best song. That's what I knew would get best song. I'm telling you, man, Tell It Like a Woman. I don't think it's a movie that actually exists. It has 1 review on Rotten Tomatoes.
Shut up. Does it really?
And it's been out for 6 months.
That's insane.
How funny is it? I actually just remembered this, an incredibly forgettable, like, okay performance for the Diane Warren song. The singer, like, stops and goes, 14-time Academy Award nominee, Diane Warren.
Not a single.
Everyone was just dead.
And everyone's like, wow, you just, middle of the song, you just called her a big fucking loser.
Yeah. That is hilarious.
It was odd. That was a thing. But
yeah,
I'm looking through here. I mean, that's really it. Like, we talked a lot about it. I mean, Avatar winning visual effects was like such a given.
Yeah,
that was so funny because in the group I was watching it with my dad, Nick, Lou, myself, Jenny, my mom, my grandmother. When that popped up, I forget what were the nominees again, Jeff?
Avatar, All Quiet, The Batman, Black Panther, Top Gun.
No, the Batman was not nominated
for visual effects. For visual effects.
Okay,
visual effects.
Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking cinematography.
No.
So my dad was like, "Yeah, we all know where this is going." I'm like, because he said that Right Is All Quiet on the Western Front was popping up. I'm like, no, most people expect this to go to Avatar. He's like, that's what should win, but I don't think it will. Avatar, The Way of Water. He looked over to me. He's like,
let me
got one right.
I'm counting right now how many fucking All Quiet won because it won a good amount too.
It won 4. It won
Okay.
score, it won production design, it won cinematography, and it won international film.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh my god, wait, is All Quiet really going to actually be a stealth sweeper?" I'm like, no, Dune won like 6.
I agree. I didn't think it was going to.
Mad Max Fury Road won them.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I did think that it was going to help his chances with adapted screenplay because I did think it was going to win adapted screenplay.
I think that I didn't think it was going to win because I think that there was just too much of the support of like we have to acknowledge women talking.
Well, I'm glad they acknowledged it.
Yeah. The swell for it writing wise.
Did you watch it when it was free on Amazon over the weekend?
I'm a member of Film Independent. I have it, guys, on my screener thingy.
Yeah, but the film. But the Spirit Awards are over. Are we still able to access the screeners?
I think it's there until the 15th.
Oh, that's like a day. Ugh, no.
2 days.
Yeah.
Everything I want to watch from them are elsewhere. She got the big groundswell support of like we need to really acknowledge this movie after the nominations came out because the studio just did not do a good job of like campaigning it. So I never really thought that it had it that doubt. However, I did think that if it did, yeah. Know what you're saying.
I really like Scream 6. But what, the dialogue in those
No,
films,
he's joking
I know he
when
is.
he's mocking people and says like people who use letterbox instead of have a personality.
Yeah.
That line.
Gotcha.
But I absolutely was like I had said, if Quiet Takes adapted screenplay, then it's going to be a much closer thing than we think with the way ranked choice voting would go.
Can we also discuss that? I didn't realize Sarah Polley was the chick in Splice and Dawn of the Dead. How did I must have lived under a fucking rock. How did I not realize it's that woman?
She's in Baron Munchausen. She directed Away from Her, where Julie Christie got an Oscar nom. She directed Take This Waltz, that movie where Seth Rogen and Michelle Williams are married, and then Michelle Williams goes off and starts having an affair with their good friend, and leaves Seth Rogen, which is wild because in the film, Michelle Williams is married to a different man and then starts having an affair with her with their best friend and leaves. But this Seth Rogen isn't the husband; he's the other man. Like it's a weird duology. Take This Waltz and Fabelmans. First, you see it from the couple's perspective, then you see it from the kids. So
that's pretty
weird double feature.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Thank you for the recommendation. Now
you still have to check out Women Talking.
I know, I will.
Before that, Succession.
Yeah, I do have to do that. I have fucking like a week to get that done somehow.
Speaking of which, you have
2
weeks, 13 days to knock out 29 episodes of Succession, because the HBOs will be starting that on March 26th and also tomorrow night. The HBOs will be finishing off The Last of Us. We'll be talking the finale because we were supposed to talk that tonight, but Oscars through.
So we did Oscars tonight instead.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, overall thoughts? Are you guys happy with the award show?
Yes.
Yeah, overall, I was happy with it. This was one of the most telegraphed Oscars from the jump. So, no real surprises, I guess.
No, none that were like a huge real surprise. In
fact, besides Jamie Lee was the biggest surprise because of the SAG.
Yes.
I think that she wasn't as much of a surprise because of that. I think that it was still feeling like a surprise. To me, I think the biggest surprise was production design. That's the one I actually predicted correctly, which was All Quiet on the Western Front. It's like, wow, yeah, you really did a good job designing that war. No one else has designed war in movie before. So, like, I didn't want them to win. I wanted it to be Babylon or even, like, hell, Elvis. Like, they had great production design. But you know, that was the biggest surprise because it's like, yep, it shouldn't have been a surprise because they love awarding that shit.
Mm-hmm. That's a cup of tea. But guess what? Maybe their new cup of tea is weird ass movies.
Good award season.
It was.
Wait to never think about it again.
Until next year, guys, when we come back and do this all over again. So
until next year. All right, but we already did the plugs. No reviews this week. Wait, Boston Strangler this week, I think. Am I correct, Paige?
Yeah, it comes out the 17th, I believe. So you can see that review, and then my review over at Bite Size Breakdown.
I haven't watched it yet. I gotta see if I still got my.
Oh yeah, you got that boy.
Yeah. If I do do a review, it will be Boston Strangler because there's not anything else out really.
Yeah, nothing this week.
Well, Shazam comes out this week, but Warner Brothers isn't screening that out over here, so I will not have a review for that, unfortunately. I'm not necessarily happy about that, but it is what it is.
You see it with the rest of us.
Yeah, you get to see it with the common plebs.
Yep, the common.
Oh my god, that's such a terrible thing. How? Oh man, that's
okay. Yes, Boston Strangler is still available, so I will probably watch that tomorrow and drop my review for that.
I'm watching Plane right now.
I have to finish these last 2 episodes of Succession. That's my goal.
Oh boy. Oh,
I want to
man,
go watch
you're
Prison
leaving your
Boots, guys. You guys are gonna get mad. I will start. All right, I do have to watch The Departed tomorrow though because I'm doing a match over at Video Drew and Nerdconics channel.
Yeah. You're doing your Boston match.
Yep, my other Boston chick, Jen.
The
So
Departed.
The
The
Departed.
Departed. So I gotta rewatch.
Watching
that
The Town too.
I wish we were doing The Town, honestly, but I just got.
What about
asked-
Gone Baby Gone? Gone Baby
Good
Gone.
flick.
That's a big
Gone
Boston
Baby
film.
Gone's great.
Yeah.
I love it. Mystic River, I love.
What
Like,
about Fever Pitch?
I secretly like Fever Pitch, but
Most people do.
Uh,
but
so
yeah,
we can
no,
wrap up now. I think we're
Yeah,
done.
we can, but yeah, Paige, go ahead.
Next week, guys.
Plug away.
I'll plug first. So yeah, guys, I am a writer for Bite Size Breakdown. You guys can check out my reviews, my articles, all that fun jazz for film, TV, whatnot. I talked about how A24 had an amazing year of 2020-22, and look what it did at the Oscars this year. So go check that out over at bitesizebreakdown.com. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Please follow, like, and support all of us. And like this video, guys.
Yes.
We like talking movies and shows and stuff with all of you people. So support us by liking the What Rail Entertainment. And yeah, you guys can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Front Page News 9. And I have to binge Succession, I guess. But first, I'm going to watch Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
And The Departed. And then I will watch Succession. I will get through it, I promise, guys. I have nothing to really do this rest of the week after that. So.
I don't believe you. Jeff, go ahead.
You can find me doing literally nothing. I don't do anything. I don't write reviews. I don't do anything
He
interesting.
just pops up on here.
I just pop up when people ask me to show up. Sometimes they ask it's too late at night and I'm doing other things. Sometimes it's just I get locked into this because if you don't, then you get harassed by Matt, and it's like I don't know if I care. I don't know if I want to deal with that. Who knows? Maybe I'll do something else at some point. I've definitely announced things that I would do and I don't follow through in it. So I promise anything.
Fair enough.
That's it. I'm gonna finish playing tonight. That's what.
Yes,
Well, like I said before, you can find us all here tomorrow for. Oh, I went into the upside down for a second. I'm back though. Like I said before, you can find us all here tomorrow for the HBO's covering the season finale of The Last of Us. Excited to cover that finally. Did finish watching that before we started this episode tonight.
Same.
And yeah, just keep a lookout for reviews, anything like that.
Oh, can I mention one more thing that I figured out last night about myself?
Yeah.
That I cry when I see other people cry. Every person that cried on the stage last night, I fucking cried. I was like, I don't know who this person is. I'm bawling my eyes out for them. Like, it's just like, I don't know.
I totally get it. I don't cry because, I don't. But
he's soulless.
I'm always dehydrated.
That's got to be it.
But like all 4 best acting awards were from people who just they preach kindness and acceptance in their speeches, and all of their roles had to do with kindness in a way. I know there's a lot more division from people on The Whale, and I understand that, but there's so much about getting into the good in a person in his role as well. So just comparing them, A24 dominated with films that spoke to people about what it means to be kind to each other, because this world fucking sucks. So why let that suckiness consume you? And it worked on different levels with those 2 movies. And I think that's a wonderful idea. I think it's a wonderful thing to go out on. And yeah, love it all.
If you're watching, support us because we will do reviews for all of your shit. So I know you're watching, so hit us up, guys, over there at A24.
She's volunteering all of us. We didn't get to say.
Right. But until then, folks, once again, I'm Matt. That was Jeff, and that is the lovely Paige for Betty, and we shall see you next time.